Hello, and welcome to Psychology Demystified. Couples who are dating or married come to therapy for various reasons. Whether they're dating or married, there are a couple of rules that they must follow if they choose to seek therapy. I'm going to highlight 10 of them just so that you know what therapy may look like in case you are one of those couples who would like to come to therapy. I'm going to start with the first one, which is what a lot of couples fear when they're walking into therapy. One thing that is not allowed within the therapy zone is couples shall not blame, shame, or criticize their partner during therapy. Come to therapy each time prepared to learn what you can do to be a better partner. In other words, ask not what your partner can do for you, but what you can do for your partner. Each individual walking into therapy, whether either as a dating couple or as a married couple, must take responsibility and ownership of making their relationship the best it can possibly be. You simply can't walk into therapy relying on your partner to think about what to talk about each week. Or you also can't rely on your partner to be the one dragging you into therapy like you're a rebellious teen who doesn't want to be there. You each have to take ownership and want to make the relationship better. You are both responsible for helping the relationship to improve. And if you don't like something, take the initiative to talk about it and to have it be improved. It has to be a team effort. As a couple, you must do your best to protect the relationship from toxic pollution. Even though there's nothing to physically see sometimes in a couple, you can tell when you're in a space that is toxic. And what does a toxic space look like in a relationship? It looks like criticism, where it's polluted with criticism, and your job is to purify it by trying to see what is right rather than what is wrong in each other. Don't believe that therapy is a place where you can come and use your money to criticize each other. A lot of people worry that that's what's going to happen during therapy, but a good therapy session will never allow it to get to that point. A third one that sounds like a commandment: thou shalt not keep secrets from your therapist or from each other, because it's an open space. Why are you there if you're going to protect your space so deeply that you don't put everything on the table? If you're going to hide it, then it's not worth coming to therapy. Your relationship is only as sick as your secrets. As worrying as it may be for some people, facing your truths is so much better than trying to avoid it. Relationships get stronger when people speak their tough truths. And while you're speaking your tough truth and allowing yourself to become more intimate with each other because you're vulnerable with the truth, you have to say what you mean, but don't say it mean. Think about that for a bit. Do not come to therapy with the goal of using therapy as a time to drop a bomb on your partner. Saving tough conversations for therapy is okay because it's natural to want to talk about tough conversations and to broach tough conversations with a neutral party. However, the only way to make your partner not feel ambushed is by at least giving them a tiny heads up and then saying, maybe we can continue this conversation in therapy. Do not wait for permission from your partner to say what it is that you want. Even though you know your partner may have some objections, sometimes you have to be strong enough within yourself to be able to voice what you want to say without seeking your partner's permission. You might think that this feels or sounds selfish, but what you're actually doing is protecting your partner from having to deal with your desires or what you want, and also having to deal with you being uncomfortable about voicing things. So you actually are not being selfish. You're helping your partner not take on that burden. Do not hope and expect that your partner will mind read you, just as your partner should not expect that you can read their minds. Never assume that your partner knows what you're thinking or feeling if you haven't expressed it in your own words. Do not think that therapy will only focus on the negative. Therapy allows you to nurture the positive in your relationship as much as you want to focus on the negative. One huge misconception that couples have, whether they're dating or married, is that therapy is there to focus on what's wrong with the relationship. You don't always have to focus on the negative parts of it. You definitely don't. Some therapy sessions can actually celebrate the positive things about the union that you're in. Relationships have been known to improve and become much better when people focus on what is right within that relationship just as much as they believe that they should focus on what's wrong. Always keep in mind that there are some things that your partner does that may not make sense to you, but mean the world to them. Everyone's always trying to make sense of everything all the time, but there's sometimes our partner does something that doesn't make sense at all. The goal here is that in therapy, what you need to do is that you need to think about whether you're missing some information or whether you're trying to impose your value system and your modes of behavior onto them. A lot of people come to therapy believing that therapy is going to fix everything and make it all beautiful and rosy. But one thing you have to remember when you come to therapy is that absolutely expect challenges, sometimes to the point of wanting to give up. This is not being said to discourage you from therapy. This is being said so that you know what to expect when you're walking in. Sometimes the novelty and the beauty of having an outsider help you with your relationship wears off, and then you start to feel stuck. This is normal, this is expected, not guaranteed, but expected, and this is okay. There will be ups and downs, ebbs and flows within the therapy and also within your relationship, because that's how life works. When you feel like you've reached this point and you feel like your relationship is stuck, that is the point when people want to give up and back out of therapy. That is the point when you must try and plug through. It's easy to want to give up, but that is absolutely the worst time to give up. You must forge forward. The job of the therapist at this point becomes to hold the hope that you need in order for you to reconnect again. Until you do reconnect, it feels like you've fallen into a kind of stagnant state. But sometimes that's the best point before your relationship turns for the better, because you know at that point you simply have to make it work. Remember, sometimes it's always harder before the finish line. So stick with it. Don't give up. Stick with it. Your goal was to make your relationship better. So why not see it through? Right? As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to be kind because you don't know what someone's going through. And to you, hugs and kindness always. Bye.